So, today's episode is called Anyone Can Do Land Investing. Anyone can do big land investing. But big land investing is very hard.
It's a tough gig, that's for sure. Why is it so hard?
There's just a lot of curveballs. I guess Anthony finally told me that somebody tore down our signs on one of our lots.
There's a big sign. I say we probably have $1,000 into it, maybe more, based on the labor and the price of everything and all that stuff.
Yeah. So somebody tore down our $1,000 sign. Big checks, big invoices. Let's talk about the bad stuff. Yeah.
So when our invoices come in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like we just got one right now for $62,000 because we're building a road at a site, and that's just like one payment. Engineering. So the engineer sends us a bill for.
We have like $100,000.
No, I mean it's multiple hundreds. But what did they send us a bill for? And we overpaid them. We sent them back a larger amount.
I think we sent them like it was like 35, and you sent them like 50.
Something like that, yeah. So on our big accounts, we try to keep them paid ahead of time. So that's another thing.
So they can work.
Have a lot of cash on hand, right? So like people building a road, your engineers that are designing the project, you can't get behind on those bills.
Yep, because they'll stall your project.
Yeah, so like most entrepreneurs, like they have debt service, like monthly debt service of like $1,000 on a house or $500,
or like $10,000 on marketing and overhead.
And our stuff sometimes it's $100,000, $150,000. I think right now we have like $150,000 for an engineering bill that we're about to take care of.
Yeah.
And then we got hit with that $61,000 road bill. So, I mean, you're talking about $250,000, $350,000, like nothing back into these projects.
You're kicking the camera.
You're kicking the can down the road.
Yeah, so it's a lot of invoices. You have to have somebody backing you. You have to have a lot of cash on hand and cash reserves.
Lots of deals working.
You can't just do one deal. Mm-hmm. I think there's those old-timer investors, developers that kind of do one deal a year type thing or two deals a year.
Yeah, they find their little niche and they're entitled 500 acres and turn it into a subdivision.
And you can do that. That's the beauty about this is you can 100% take on one big deal a year. But if you're doing multiple stuff like we are, it gets crazy. Long timelines.
That's the thing. Yeah.
Nothing happens quick.
Yeah, everything on this deal. Like we'll have a wholesaler, they'll hit us with the deal, and then they'll blow us up. Like, hey, what'd you think? Like, hey, slow down there. That size of deal, just to underwrite it, might take a week or 2 weeks. Like, slow down.
It is hilarious because everybody's like, oh, I have a $4 million deal. You want it? It needs to close in 30 days. And I'm like, dude, like.
That's why you're supposed to come to our training, man, so you can come take a look and see what we're doing, and we walk you through step by step how to go out and find how to package it up correctly for us.
If you bring me a 7-figure deal that needs to close in 30 days, it better be with like under 10% down. Then we're talking. If it's not that, don't even.
Yeah, cash, $5 million, and they need to close in 30 days. Like, golly, that's a lot. You have a lot going against you because those deals are a dime a dozen.
Yeah,
I can get on Google and I can find 50 of those today.
Yeah, and then people start hunting on Zillow of like $1 million or more, and let me send it to Anthony. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, call them and get some kind of reassurance. Say, hey, we're willing to give you full price. We need some terms. We can pay you off in a certain amount of time. Or you say, hey, we'll pay cash, but it's going to be a lot less than what you have it listed for. Yep. And figure out what they're trying to do with that money, because sometimes like a broker just told them, hey, I could list it for $5 million, knowing damn well like that thing's only gonna bring $2 million cash, $2.5 million cash. So then that's where you would come in and say, hey, what do you think about the price?
Yep.
All right, build from there.
It's been listed for so long. Why hasn't it moved? If you think it's such a good price. Mm-hmm. And then we broke the question of like, all right, well, I'll pay your price, but it's gonna be on these terms. And then you have that conversation. That's just fun stuff, but. It's really hard, man. If you're okay waiting to get paid, like real estate in general has longer timelines. But a funny thing, I talked to a student that came in, a new student. He's a California real estate agent that does what we do. He works with developers like us, and he said he made like $250,000. It was something crazy. $250,000, like $500,000 agent fee. That's a big deal, right?
Damn, yeah, that sounds like a lot of M's.
But took him 7 years to get paid.
Oh my goodness.
Because it was California. Welcome to the beautiful state of California.
$250,000 on a deal that took 7 years?
Yep.
Oh no, count me out.
7 years.
Count me all the way out.
So if you're not okay with getting paid months, maybe years, multiple years, don't do it.
I think that's the beauty of land, and it's like I think we've got ourselves to a point now where I feel like we are at the promised land because we've embarked on a lot of long deals, and now we're like on the receiving end of a lot of those deals all at the same time.
Absolutely.
So that's what's pretty cool is that, you know, if you're looking to do a quick flip, you know, if your game is selling lots to builders, that's a quick turn game, and it happens like it can happen in days, which I love because it gets a new person paid quick. But with our game, it takes a really long time to build up the momentum that we have and to have projects at all stages, end stage, beginning stage, mid stage.
So let's talk about this.
Yeah.
We learned this we went to a Rude's event. Was it this year or last year? It was this year.
This year?
It was this year. We went to Chris Rude's event in Louisiana. And he's talking about having different levels of money and different speeds of what they come, because you can't just do 10 big deals and hope to.
And nothing else.
And nothing else. So you have to like meter your flow. And we're trying to do better with this too, is that we usually do large, and there's larger deals than us.
We do medium and slow money. We need to start working more on fast money.
Yeah. So that's the thing. So we need a fast money engine created, because we do a lot of medium-sized deals and large transactions.
Yep, and we just raw dogged it the whole way through.
We just raw dogged it.
We just did it from scratch with our own money. It hurt, lots of pain and suffering, but now, like I said, we're on the back end of the receiving end where things aren't so brutal. But to just throw up a business like that, man, you're asking for trouble.
Asking for trouble.
A lot of people told us that your land company is going to fail, because now we know what they mean. Like, there's a high probability that it's going to fail because the land business is a hungry machine. Especially if you start moving into like entitlements and development. Like,
it's really, a lot of capital. So like everybody, you think of like the single housewife at home. They have a spending problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They have a spending problem with Amazon boxes piling out the front door.
This biatch has a spending problem.
This land business has a spending problem. And it's to the tune of 5 or 6 figures.
Yeah, my road contractor calls me. He's like, "Hey, I got a truck coming next week with a couple culverts. You know, we bought a couple culverts. You know, $1,500, $1,000, $2,000." He's like, "I got a truck coming with some culverts tomorrow, so I can live in the low areas, like low water crossing areas." I said, "Okay, well, that sounds good." He said, "Do you want the middle, the cheapest, most expensive?" Yeah, let's go with something middle range. Okay, sounds good. Perfect. Okay, all right. Hey, I'll call you Monday and let you know what time the truck's going to be here and how much the total will be with freight. So I said, okay, cool. Yeah, I don't know, 5, 10, 20 culverts. I don't know, 10 grand, 20 grand, whatever. So he calls me back. He's like, okay, truck's going to be here tomorrow. They need $60,000, $61,000. I said, what? By when? Tomorrow? Oh, man, I don't care how much cash you're sitting on. Like, that's not good news. You know, like I said, I was expecting 5G, 7, 12,000.
He probably wholesaled them to us.
I'm sure he did. 61,000. I said, golly.
Yes, there's an assignment fee we paid in there. We just don't know about it.
I don't know how much the assignment was, but
like, we paid an assignment fee on a culvert.
That's what you get when you're out there building a big road. You like that, you know? Like, there's nothing's cheap.
Nothing's cheap.
You can order just trucks of caliche. You know, hey, I need 100 trucks of caliche. Boom, 30 grand, 50, 40 grand. Like,
how much did you spend on that little mobile home deal that was trashed?
Where we brought in all the loads of dirt?
And we took up like loads of trash.
That one? Yeah, so let's say we bought it for like 90-ish or something. I don't even remember what we got it for, like between 90 and 100. I feel like I spent about 15,000 on dumpsters or something like that. 12 to 15,000 on dumpsters.
Was there like a week?
What's that?
The dumpster guy was there like a week and
At least a week, maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah.
On and off, because there was some rain. And then I have a friend that runs gravel. Like, he runs gravel trucks and dirt trucks. So, like, let's say you excavate a big thing because you're going to do a pool in your backyard. Well, they'll call and say, hey, I got, 50 loads of black dirt. Need somewhere to dump it. If they don't find somewhere to dump it, they got to pay to dump it. So he'll call me whenever he has a load and says, hey, I got something. So I ordered multiple loads of like caliche and just like some fill dirt from him.
Yeah.
I want to say we probably brought out about at least 15 trucks. So that was, I would say, like another 5 grand or something. So all in all, we got like 15K in cleanup and then like 5K to level the land. And then plus a skid steer guy. So it might have been like $25,000 rehab on 2.7 acres.
That's crazy. So anything else you can think of that's a good one? Timelines, money. It's hard negotiating good terms. Some of these people are ridiculous.
That's another thing. I think I think it works in our favor because there's a lot of people out there that have land that they don't know what they're going to do with it.
Yep, they have no exit.
Yeah, there's not an exit plan in place, so it makes it real easy when we come along and say, "Hey, what are you going to do with this?" Like, well, I never have to sell it. Like, well, you don't say. That's actually pretty good because we weren't trying to close in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. We want you to stay here for another 2 or 3 years while we do some stuff on here and make this thing happen.
Yeah,
that's it. Finding out what kind of cash they're at, but I think
you have to like scale up or raise a lot of money. There's no other way around it.
Yeah, I think this is the ultimate business where you need to keep capital raised because, especially if you're going to try to do it at any reputable scale, right? So if we're trying to build 10 or 20, neighborhoods at once, then you need to raise a lot of capital. You have a lot of capital behind you, and you have lots of people making offers, lots of negotiations happening.
So to those who want to compete with us, you're welcome to the game. There's plenty out here, but it's hard.
It's very tough. Yeah, it's better if you have a squad. Everything that we have in place, all the automations we have in place through our people, through our team stateside and overseas. We have a lot of infrastructure. Personnel. So for a new person to come on board with us, bring a deal, and just like go through the royal treatment, like damn, that's a lot of infrastructure to take advantage of.
You get a lot of infrastructure.
Yeah, lots of knowledge, lots of experience.
Yeah. So I hope you learned a lot. Like I said, it's a good game. A lot of zeros on it.
You could lose a lot.
You could lose a lot, and you can gain a lot.
Yeah, lots to win, lots to lose. So yeah, you go further, faster together, right?
Together. What was it? All rising tide raises. What is it?
Raises all ships.
Raises all ships. There you go. We'll see you next time.